Hello and welcome back. It is episode 33 of my Red Dead Redemption playthrough series, Red Dead Yarbdemption. And we are on our way to our next bounty. This one is one from St. Denis. As you can see, there's the fort on the top of the hill here. It is 2 a.m. So my thought is if we approach it semi-quiet and at night, maybe, just maybe, we can get in there. I doubt that'll happen. It'll probably still be a lot of gunfire. But I can at least try. And you know they're going to have somebody in that watchtower, so I'm probably going to be seen very shortly. Let's see if I can leave my horse in the shadow of this tower. Right here. Let's go ahead, knowing that we're going to have a lot of problems in here, more than likely. He's not going to be alone if he's the leader of the organization. So let's grab the shotgun. Looks like that is our go-to. And then the repeater. And of course, I'll always try to do this peacefully. Well, or at least try to get him without any sort of, that's not what I meant to do. Tell him to stay there. Hopefully I wasn't too loud doing that. Alright, let's see if we can get this guy without killing him, because you can always get yourself a little more value for getting him in, bringing him in alive. You know he's got to have folks here with him. Alright, that door is barred. If I can try a little bit of a stealthy approach here initially, that would be ideal. Or let's just make as many loud grunting noises as we can, Arthur. Why are you yelling out?
The other thing, if it comes to it.
Awesome. I just yelled out. That's always nice.
Federal warrant? No, that don't mean much in a sovereign territory, mister. We've been beaten down and driven out enough. Let's make a stand, boys. Come away peacefully and you can live, Mr. Wofford. Get him! I don't know who this little count is.
Oh, well. Can't tell if that's him or not. Really don't want to kill this guy.
Guess all that remains is to take you in. Damn you to hell! Oh, you bastard! Oh, off me!
Alright, so that actually went a lot smoother than I thought it would. And now I can come through here. I should be able to just come through. And provided he doesn't suddenly get an influx of supporters. I think that's going to replace my bear pelt, but I'll get a little more money from him than I would have got from that bear pelt. So. I'll do some quick looting. Actually, I handled myself pretty darn well in there. And all three of these guys landed almost exactly where I got them. In these kind of interactions, I think the manual loot is okay. I think where it runs into a problem is if it's in an area that suddenly leads to the law showing up. So then you're sitting there and you've got a bunch of lawmen riding on your position, excuse me, and you didn't have enough time to loot everything. And looting is pretty darn important, so... Alright, so I feel pretty confident we looted everything of pretty major consequence. Let me check this table here, see what this is. Do a quick sweep with the eagle eye. Alright, so this is the leader of the gang, and so far we got him alive, so that's good. Let's head around the front here. I would actually anticipate some problem getting him back because he is the leader, a leader within that gang, the local gang. So I would expect some of his men to come after us. So as you can see, I'm patting the heck out of my horse, trying to build up some bond. So we can try to level him while it's pretty low key. And then here in a minute I'm going to have to just lay into the reins. I think from a map standpoint, yeah, it's a pretty straight shot through once we get around this little part here. And there you go. And other bounty hunters. Hopefully it won't catch any random bullets on my... And of course my horse does not have that much stamina. So if these guys do catch up, I'm going to end up probably having to shoot some of them. So, to that end, let's get the shotgun out. Alright, well, we're heading... So we got a little interference from other bounty hunters, and so far so good. He's still alive, but the horse's stamina is very weak. So we're going to try very quickly. Can't seem to use that right now.
piece of you, Mr. Wofford. Ah, this gets you back.
He's still alive, so
There, boy.
fortunately that worked out. I didn't really want to confront them that way,
Oh, this is an atrocity.
but I didn't have much choice.
Oh, shame on you. Oh, you're outside the law, mister. This is illegal. And immoral. And a whole lot more besides.
So for the moment, we're going to keep the shotgun out just in case, but I think once we take care of that little...
Warrant from, huh? Oh, the U.S. government? But it ain't valid, because I'm no longer a citizen of this so-called United States. Now, this ain't de jure. The federal government don't have no jurisdiction over me. I'm a citizen of the free state of Lemoyne, and am subject to state law alone. Understand that, you dumb...
Alright, I think I'm in a more populated area here. As you can see, we're starting to get to basically the suburbs of Saint Denis, and we'll start to be in the city here, so nothing's going to stir up any trouble once we're in there.
A disaster in the abomination. Bounty hunters killing each other for the pleasure of taking a man's freedom. It's greedy, grasping, carpetbagger bullcrap, and we're drowning in it. We're up to our ears, sir. There's no room for freedom. No, sir, there ain't. No room where there's money to be made. It's deplorable.
There's a barber.
What are you trying to do?
Did I just lose?
The Lemoyne Raiders ain't done yet.
Oh, that is stupid as shit.
But unbound.
He just stands in the middle of the street and lets me walk into him, and I lose a little bit of morality. A little tiny bit of morality. And I've been playing it so straightforward up to now, so I'll get that back. That's okay. I can go to the camp and do a dozen chores and get that back pretty quick. Missed my turn.
Our journey is almost at an end. Oh, I hope the night folk get you, you son of a bitch, and hang you from a tree. Yeah, this is it. Damn the police. Damn every one of them. Traitors. Come on. You're a traitor, sir. Got a live one for you. Well, looky here. We got a genuine Lemoyne Raider in the building. Make the poor fella comfortable in one of our cells. Bet you ain't felt in bed in a while. Damn traitor's bed. Get me off of here. Calm down.
Alright, so now we'll get our money.
From the city of Saint Denis to you, sir, with thanks.
Looks right.
$100.
You get this fella out of here.
And no new poster, but if we do a quick review, there might be one. Let's check roads. Nothing in roads. Nothing in Strawberry. And yes, I'm saying it that way because of the game. Nothing in Valentine. Alright, so no new bounties just yet, but they'll show up. Alright, so we got a couple more minutes before the episode time limit that I give myself. And it looks like John is probably the closest of our quests or missions. And that's the, looks like the train robbery. So that's going to be pretty entailed. So let's go ahead and ride up there. Let's switch out. Actually, I'm going to hold off doing any sort of weapon switches out, because you don't want to be pulling guns on people in the town, and that kind of stuff draws attention. So we'll do a quick slow trot out of Saint Denis. And we'll ride up to John. And our very next episode, episode 34, will be another train robbery, which I hadn't done one of those since the early part of the game.
Take a pamphlet and learn all you can about our wonderful approach to religion.
Kiflam. Kiflam. This is the same guys as earlier, I think.
Hello, sir. Can I interest you in Chelonianism?
It is.
Can you?
So, it is a fascinating religion that was taught to a very wise master about 100 years ago in a land not very far from here. Take a book, please.
Okay.
You've made a wonderful choice. It is a religion of safety. A religion made by gods who understood what life is. Not what life could be, but what it is. And it is very dangerous. But with Chelonianism, it can be safe. Well, it's all in this book. Am I boring you?
A little.
Have a wonderful day.
They definitely put a lot of time into adding more of these random events. I thought there were a lot of them in Grand Theft Auto, but as you guys have seen in each of these episodes, we've run into multiple ones, and only I think a couple of times have they been similar. You had the guy, I think there were 2 snakebite victims, but for the most part, it's all been like just sometimes random conversations, sometimes there have been just so much variety, basically. It's yeah, it's awesome. I'd imagine at some point when you get towards the end of the game, it'll probably get a little more repetitive, but still a lot more than Grand Theft Auto 5, which of course gives me huge hope for Grand Theft Auto 6, because you're looking at this and looking at all the time they took in this 6 years, and you know that they're going to take their central game, their crown jewel, and really put a lot of detail the next time we see those particular adventures. All right, so relatively straight shot up here to John, to where that cabin is. We'll go ahead and head up that way, and then we'll call it. The only reason I'm going to stay in is just in case we get one of those random encounters, and we don't have to spend that entire beginning of that episode riding all the way up to him. So. As you can hear, I'm talking to the horse at the same time. The gunshots you hear in the distance, I actually ran into one of those earlier, because you can run into people that want to challenge you to a shooting exercise or a race or things like that. So. But I think this is also going to end up being...
Hey, you don't want to involve yourself with this. Hey, get yourself out of there.
Oh, don't mind me.
You goddamn idiot.
Sorry. Now, I'll stop it now.
What a joke. I'll shoot you dead.
To be fair, he did kind of draw on me first, so hopefully I won't lose any for him. I'm not going to rob these poor innocents that he clearly killed, but he drew on me. He was in the commission of a crime, so... Alright, so let's continue on to John. I think it's also interesting that when you do sometimes run into random events that have no marker, like that guy right there, that didn't have a marker, it just pulled it up and it was in a random event.
Yeah. That's it.
Now we're out of the swampy area.
All right. Okay.
I believe that is the cabin just over the hill there. Yep. And there is the oil cart, and I believe if we go here, the shooting you hear is the shooting that you hear. Oh my gosh, should actually be John. So let's just look and see. There's a tree in the way.
Hey, easy, boy, easy.
I don't know if that's John. It might be Sean. It kind of looks like Sean. But that is the beginning of the next mission. So we're going to stop right here. And I'll see you next time for part 34 and a train robbery.